Rome, April 18, 1506. Pope Julius II steps forward to lay the first stone of a new St. Peter's Basilica. He is not repairing a church, he is announcing a vision. The old basilica, built under Emperor Constantine in the 4th century, still stands on Vatican Hill. For over 1,000 years it has sheltered what tradition holds to be the tomb of St. Peter. But by the early 16th century, the structure is deteriorating. Walls lean, foundations weaken. Renovation has been attempted before. Julius II decides renovation is not enough. He wants a monument that will embody the authority of the papacy at the height of the Renaissance. This is not simply architecture, it is power in stone. Julius appoints Donato Bramante as chief architect. Bramante proposes a centralized plan in the form of a Greek cross, crowned by a vast dome. The design reflects high Renaissance ideals of harmony, geometry, and proportion. It also reflects confidence. Rome will not merely preserve the past, it will surpass it. Construction begins. Then Julius dies in 1513, and the first of many turning points arrives. Bramante dies the following year. Responsibility shifts to Raphael, already famous as a painter, along with other senior architects. Designs are reconsidered, adjusted, debated. The question becomes larger than structure. Should the church be centralized and symmetrical, expressing divine perfection through geometry? Or should it stretch into a traditional Latin cross, better suited for liturgy and procession? Each decision carries artistic and theological weight. Meanwhile, another pressure builds. The project is vast, the cost is enormous. Under Pope Leo X, indulgences are authorized in certain regions to raise funds. In the German territories, Archbishop Albert of Mainz administers an indulgence campaign. Albert himself carries significant financial obligations tied to his ecclesiastical appointments. A Dominican preacher, Johann Tetzel, becomes one of the most visible figures promoting the indulgence. Tetzel's preaching emphasizes the spiritual benefits attached to contributions. Critics argue the campaign blurs the line between spiritual repentance and financial transaction. On October 31, 1517, Martin Luther publishes his 95 Theses, challenging the theology and practice of indulgences. The debate spreads rapidly. It is important to be clear, the rebuilding of St. Peter's did not single-handedly cause the Protestant Reformation. Religious tensions had been developing for decades. But the indulgence controversy connected a massive Roman building campaign to local German resentment. The basilica became a symbol of perceived corruption and excess. A construction site in Rome became entangled in a religious revolution across Europe. In 1527, Rome is sacked by imperial troops. The city suffers devastation, momentum stalls, plans are re-evaluated again. In 1546, Pope Paul III appoints Michelangelo as chief architect. Michelangelo is in his 70s. He accepts the position reluctantly and refuses payment. He simplifies the design and returns to a powerful, centralized vision. He strengthens the piers that will support the dome. He conceives the dome as the defining feature of the skyline. Under his direction, the structure regains coherence. Michelangelo dies in 1564 before the dome is completed. Later architects, including Giacomo della Porta, modify and finish it toward the end of the 16th century. The dome rises above Rome as a visible assertion of Catholic resilience during the Counter-Reformation. Yet even now the plan shifts again. Under Pope Paul V in the early 17th century, Carlo Maderno extends the nave, transforming the layout into a Latin cross. The facade is completed in 1612. The basilica now accommodates large-scale ceremonial processions and growing pilgrimage traffic. Then the Baroque age reshapes the experience of the church. Under Pope Urban VIII, Gian Lorenzo Bernini is commissioned to create the great bronze baldachin over the papal altar. The towering structure marks the location of St. Peter's shrine beneath the dome. It directs the eye upward and downward at once, linking heaven, altar, and tomb. Later, under Pope Alexander VII, Bernini designs the sweeping colonnades of St. Peter's Square. The elliptical arms curve outward, intended to gather the faithful into what the Pope describes as the maternal embrace of the Church. By the mid-17th century, the project that began in 1506 has become the largest church of its era. It embodies Renaissance ambition. It reflects Baroque persuasion. It bears the marks of rivalry between Bramante, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Bernini. It carries the memory of financial controversy and religious upheaval. It stands over what Christians believe to be the tomb of the Apostle Peter, yet it also stands as a monument to papal will, artistic competition, and institutional survival. The building did not emerge from calm devotion. It emerged from debate, redesign, scandal, reform, and reform in response to reform. St. Peter's Basilica is often presented as timeless. Its history is anything but. Behind its marble and bronze lies a century and a half of contested decisions, theological conflict, and political calculation. The question it leaves behind is not only how it was built, it is what it was built to prove.